Hey Mini Toads, ready to learn more from yours truly? Today we're gonna look at an Atlantis Squarepantis rant from PIEGUYRULZ. Now, do you know what? Now, what really makes this video interesting is the fact that I actually like Atlantis Squarepantis. Yeah, as bad as everybody says it is, I never really minded it. Now, let's see it. Also, I'll probably leave a link to this video in the description. That's the whole reason that I'm making this video, to advertise my links.
Hey guys, PIEGUYRULZ here, and recently I did a square theory on which is worse, boring episodes or frustrating episodes. In it, I mentioned that sinking feeling is one of the most boring episodes of the series, but I also used another example of an episode that I think really exemplifies how bad a boring episode of SpongeBob can be, especially when it's a TV movie. Of course, I'm talking about Atlantis Squarepantis.
Yeah, this is off to a great start. 32 minutes in, and he finally mentions what he's talking about. Yeesh.
Let's see what I said.
Also, I'm kind of being a critic right now. I'm trying to be like my hero, PIEGUYRULZ. Heck, right now I haven't been posting videos a lot because I'm working on a video for Kirby Reviews called Every Episode of SpongeBob Season 1 Reviewed, which, if you couldn't tell already, is a reference to PIEGUYRULZ's seasonal reviews. Anyway.
In the initial review.
Start off with the slowest moving song in SpongeBob history, and it only gets...
No, stop.
Aw, I like that song.
Please stop. I can't bear to listen to this one more time. I really regret making this. I am...
Let me sing an Atlantis Squarepantis song of my own. Atlantis Squarepantis. It is good and fun to watch. Oh, its songs are great and upbeat. Oh, Atlantis Squarepantis, I worship you. Yeah, you can be boring, but I do not feel that way. Oh, so Atlantis Squarepantis, you're my favorite episode. Not really of season 5, but of this section. Oh, I love you, Atlantis Squarepantis, you're the best. Of course, this is a great episode. What are you expecting? Well, that was just a bit of filler.
Awful at singing, and I apologize to every single person who's had to hear it.
But I like that song.
Let's hear the actual review of Atlantis that I cleverly snuck in later in the Season 5 video.
This entire thing is an incredibly frustrating viewing experience. What makes this thing completely unbearable to watch is that it's like they took 4 SpongeBob episodes.
Guys, I hate all of the episodes that are above this one a lot. And I do not mind Atlantis Squarepantis. Actually, I don't really mind To Love a Patty either. See, I'm not afraid to give my own opinion. I'm looking at you, VeilSkabum94.
And mashed them all together into one giant thing, with some incredibly awkward and out-of-place patchy segments in between. Although
that is the shortest patchy segments review I've ever seen.
This thing actually promises to have some sort of a plot, and in the beginning it seems like they're going to try to, it literally is nothing but songs and ripping off Willy Wonka. And the songs range from unbelievably bad to just kind of mediocre.
To me, the songs range from pretty good to mediocre. To me, I really like the songs. Mr. Krabs' song is actually the only song I really minded, and even then I didn't really mind it that much.
And when you put a ton of things of that quality back to back to back with very little to no story in between, or comedy, you get one really boring TV movie. Another thing that makes this worse than some of the other stuff in the...
I really hate how people keep on bringing up so few arguments about why Atlantis Squarepantis is so bad. I mean, it's like if I said, oh hey, modern SpongeBob's trash. I'm not gonna give you any reasons, but here's a couple. For instance, they're stuck in the ringer. Oh, and let's not forget about A Pal for Gary. Yeah, there's also some others, but who cares? Anyway, Modern SpongeBob was bad, and I really hate it. And I really think that nobody should watch Modern SpongeBob because of how bad it is. Imagine that. Actually, I just described Veilskabum.
In the season is that there isn't even any sort of shock value. It's not like an episode like To Love a Patty where, yes, it's horrible, but there's at least some sort of curiosity with it. If I tell you there's an episode where SpongeBob dates a Krabby Patty,
Which I've seen. And speaking of which, I recently got SpongeBob Season 5 on DVD. Rewatched this, and I was angry at everyone. Well, not really, but I like this episode, but everyone else seems to bring up the arguments of, oh, it's boring, oh, its songs are bad. Did they say anything else? Heck no! Because I hate you, evidence. I hate you, reasoning. I won't bring up any other points. It just gets stale and repetitive.
you're gonna wanna see it just to know firsthand how bad and creepy the entire thing is. This was just boring and a gigantic waste of time.
Before I really dive in here, I want to point out that I am not going to be talking about the patchy segments in this video, as I've already done so in this video
With the tag appearing.
specifically. So watch that if you want to hear my feelings on that. I mentioned it in my song about the episode, but I think it is really worth talking about the opening song of this musical, where SpongeBob and Patrick sing about how much they really want a bubble that lasts. The song itself is slow and
That is one of the examples of a mediocre song.
so low energy.
Although Sandy's song, oh man, I relate to Squarepantis is worth it to really listen to. Oh, where do I rank on the? Oh wait, no. And if I borrow some elements from the periodic table, I am surely to make a thing that will disable all the germs. Da 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 da. And feel my microscopic wrath. That's the only part I can remember, but I love Sandy's song. I'll probably leave a link to a YouTube version of that one in the description as well, so you don't have to look it up. Like Veilskabum said.
And while there is definitely a place for songs like that, it is not, I repeat, not the song you want to use to open up your big musical 44-minute episode. The opening song sets the tone for what you're about to see. So when it starts off with a really slow, low energy song, it doesn't really
Actually, PIEGUYRULZ, I gotta give you credit for this. You're not like the generic YouTuber who only brings up 2 topics. I'll admit, you do have some very fair points, which I respect you for that, except if I like this episode, then why do I have to keep on listening to you whining about it?
psych you up or get you excited for the episode. It's just kind of a sad, unintentional...
Okay, I'm sorry, PIEGUYRULZ. If you're watching this, which, if you are, how do you know that my channel exists? Still, I do not mean that I hate your channel. It's just, sometimes your video... It's just, if I like something, you really think I want to see you talking badly about it? Heck, the only reason that I made this video is to show a bad video of his, so I could talk about why I like Related Squarepantis, so I don't have to wait until I get to Season 5 reviewed.
Warning that this episode is gonna be really slow and drawn out. And it's weird because SpongeBob is known for having its high energy, upbeat, exciting, crazy, weird, silly songs. So to have it be this, I mean, it's fitting, but it's only fitting because the rest of the episode is as boring and dry as this musical number.
It's not that dry. I mean, sure they try to rhyme with day 3 or 4 times, but it isn't that bad. To be honest with you, it just feels very calm. This episode I could probably describe as calm the episode.
Say what you will about Truth or Square, and yeah, I do say a lot of things about that TV movie, but at least it starts off with a high energy, high excitement, actually fun song.
That's why I actually look forward to Truth or Square, in case you're wondering.
That really does psych you up for what you're about to see. If the opening song of Atlantis was better and more fast-paced and exciting, it certainly wouldn't fix the whole episode, but it could help make it seem at least a little bit more exciting. So here's
Bubbles! Oh, Bubbles! Sorry, I was just trying to sing my own beginning to Atlantis Squarepantis. I haven't really thought of it besides Bubbles! Oh, Bubbles! How I worship you! However, it's terrible that you have to pop
Here's the big
Actually,
problem.
I even thought of that right as I was making this video.
Atlantis Squarepantis takes place over the course of like 6 or 7 minutes. And yet the special is 44 minutes long. Now, of course, about 10 minutes of that
Actually, that is pretty true.
could be attributed to the patchy stuff.
Which I actually really don't like. Seriously, why would you put this stuff in a pretty good episode? I mean, especially if Patrick's not gonna sing anything. What's the point of having Patrick segments in an episode where he doesn't even sing because the episode's a musical?
But the rest of it is a bunch of music numbers that ultimately have no effect on anything whatsoever. To the point where you could literally cut out Squidward and Mr. Krabs.
Also, you want to hear what I'm adding? You see, my ratings for the episodes are gonna be great, good, okay, bad, and terrible. Great is, of course, the best rating. Terrible is the worst rating. And in case you didn't know this, I hate jellyfishing. It's my least favorite episode of Season 1. And very close to being my least favorite of pre-movie. But Dump just so happens to be a little more. Anyway, I'm off topic. Let's continue.
The episode, and nothing at all would change. And Sandy only serves the purpose of helping SpongeBob and Patrick escape in the end, and Plankton only serves the purpose of becoming the new treasure of Atlantis. And aside from those minor contributions, those two characters are worthless here too. SpongeBob and Patrick want to see a bubble that lasts for a long time so they can
You just can't be happy with people being happy.
take a picture of it. They find
Okay, yeah, I exaggerated that. Again, I'm sorry that I'm acting kind of jerky. I don't mean to. It's just, I really like Atlantis Squarepantis.
half of an Atlantis medallion, which allows them to travel to Atlantis, where they find
I mean, this is coming from the guy who rated the SpongeBob movie a meh movie.
bubble that's been around for a long time, take a picture of it, accidentally destroying it, and get chased out of Atlantis. That is the story, and that is something that could have been 11
You forgot about them singing a couple of songs. Wait, did he say that? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention that much.
minutes long, as this episode was originally planned to be. And that probably would have been perfectly fine. I mean, I don't know. As with a lot of SpongeBob stuff, the devil is in the details there, on whether or not that would have had comedy, or exactly how they told that story. But in terms of this is just filled with a lot of
And speaking of comedy, he's gonna bring that up later.
pointlessness. And it wouldn't be
I
so
finally
bad
found
if
the
it weren't for
spacebar.
two things. First of all, it's incredibly formulaic. Once they get to Atlantis, for about 10 minutes, all you're gonna get is character
Patchy
find
segments.
their room with things that they like. They sing about it, followed by the next character, followed by the next character.
Aw, but I like their songs. Seriously. Periodic Table, that's what I call Sandy's song, is my favorite song in the whole thing.
Followed by the next character. Mr. Krabs, Squidward, Plankton, and Sandy all get one of these. These
Yeah, well, Sandy's was at least good.
songs do nothing to progress the plot, and they don't have any sort of depth or interest.
Oh, so that's why Sandy's song is bad. Because it doesn't progress the plot. Yeah, that's another thing. This may sound very harsh, but does anyone really think of Sandy's song when they try to make an Atlantis Squarepantis review? Do they? I gotta ask them that, actually. I'm genuinely concerned.
Interesting thing. It's just character sings about something they love, and that's it. And it's not like I'm oversimplifying this. No, like literally, they go from room to room.
Okay, will you describe the songs? At least the Mysterious Mr. Enter, which you probably shouldn't watch, actually describe the songs.
Singing about something they love. There's very brief dialogue in the hallway in between, and nothing else to break up these songs.
Also, I watched this guy talk goodly about PIEGUYRULZ and saying how he's very calm. Well, I'm sorry I can't control my voice. I'll try to be more calm in my videos and improve to go to people's likings, but I can't. I'm not at a good phase to control my voice. I mean, I'm probably about to reach puberty.
And the second big problem is that these songs are pretty bad, especially for SpongeBob standards.
Okay, what about Sandy's?
Forced rhymes, characters that don't ordinarily sing for good reason, like Sandy and Mr. Krabs, though of course, given the right song, both of them can shine. And as I said previously,
You know how I've been talking badly about You know, I've been keep on saying, oh hey, Sandy's song is pretty good. Sandy's song is pretty good. And I may just sound very stale and repetitive, but come on. I tell you to talk about it, and I know this was made in the past, but come on. Come on. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm over-exaggerating way too much.
Flat,
What I mean, I Veilskabum, which I'll probably make a video on.
boring subject material. Also, each song and a few other elements like the bus feature different styles and forms of animation, which in any other show or episode would have come off as impressive,
To me, it comes off as pretty visually pleasing.
but in this one, what they do just isn't very great, especially when it's paired with the bad songs and general.
You clearly don't think of the songs more. I mean, I get it, he's supposed to be a critic, but hey, he called I'm With Stupid a good episode. Don't forget about that. And no, I'm not exaggerating. He called I'm With Stupid a good episode. That's probably the only thing that I can say that he likes that everyone else hates. Well, besides Goodbye Krabby Patty, which, to be honest, after I left it, I did not feel satisfied. I mean, I thought it'd be something better, but I just felt bored. And, I mean, at least SpongeBob, you're fired. You know that it's not gonna be good, but come on. Anyway, I gotta continue.
The boredom of the episode. And if the point here was to showcase these songs and this animation, they really should have done a better job on that. Oh, and what about the comedy? As in, where on earth is the comedy in this episode? I guess if you find bad rhymes to be funny, then maybe you'll laugh at this episode, but otherwise, for
I don't come to this episode for laughs. I come to it for the songs.
44 minutes, it is very light on the comedy, and the only joke I can remember is SpongeBob singing out of key at one point. As I hinted at in that.
What about the what's an Atlantean omelet joke? And what about the just pick one and forget about your shoes from Plankton song? Seriously.
Square Theory
Which, by the way, the Mysterious Mr. Enter called the worst song.
video. When I used to think back on this episode, I would
Also, when a Square Theory likes to show his face a lot, which I don't really like. I'm sorry that I don't like your face, but these pop-up figures look shaved. You know? Yeah, after you hit puberty, you start to get hair.
think, you know, maybe I was too
Or before. I don't know. I think I'm starting to feel a little bit of mustache hairs.
harsh on it, giving it a scum bob. Isn't it just a cute little fun episode that's kind of sort of like Willy Wonka and has a few little nifty songs? But
Yes. Yes, that's how I describe it.
every time I rewatch it, I prove myself wrong.
You seriously. I'm sorry. I'm not one to be offended easily, but why doesn't anyone like to talk more about Atlantis Squarepantis, like in depth?
And I dare anyone that defends this episode to go back and actually rewatch it. If
Here's my least favorite part of the video. I actually commented, oh, well, I'm part of the 1/10 who likes modern SpongeBob and still likes this episode. I actually commented that. I went back to this video to comment that. Just think about that.
If you genuinely like it, that's perfectly fine, but I guarantee there's at least going to be a few people that remember it as a lot better than it actually is. And I say that as someone who fell for that
Huh. I thought that he said 9 out of 10. Okay, my bad.
trap himself. And that's the problem with the boring episodes. They don't get called out as much as they should just because people don't really remember how bad and boring they are. Also,
Then how come I did not find it boring, just soothing, calm, and relaxing? Sorry, if you were trying to be relaxing, that wasn't good. But if you want to be calmed down, then I actually recommend Atlantis Squarepantis. It's a calm and chill and what other people call boring episode.
this episode gets trumped by Truth or Square, which I'm not quite sure if it's as boring as this episode, but between the boring and the frustrating elements of Truth.
Really? Atlantis Squarepantis is worse than Truth or Square. Now I've seen everything. I hated Truth or Square and thought it was very boring and and had a lot missing from it. Atlantis Squarepantis, I thought it did great, and didn't really need much to improve on. So, what I think that Atlantis Squarepantis is better than Truth or Square, and I'm not saying he's trying to make me feel like that, it's just, opinions.
Truth or Square, that one makes for a much worse and much easier and interesting to talk about TV movie than Atlantis Squarepantis. In terms of positive,
that's why you don't talk in depth about it. It's quote unquote not easy to talk about. Well, try more. Sheesh.
There's one thing that I liked, and that's pretty much it. It was Sandy using...
Don't worry. I'll try to find something nice to talk about with him. I'll probably find his... Whoops. Wigstruck review. Hold on, I need to take care of something real quick. I should have known. Knocking over that end table eventually would make it knock down. Well, I learned my lesson. Let's continue.
SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, Patrick, and Squidward as weapons and defenses against the Atlanteans.
It was actually a pretty nice way, too.
It was creative and fun, and we finally got some actual action and conflict going on in the episode.
Cool.
Unfortunately, it's incredibly brief, and it comes so late into the episode that my mind is already checked out, and there's no redeeming it. I want to also talk about the fact...
Yeah, but what about the people who like this and want to reverse all of the arguments, me being one of them? Like, for instance, since I wasn't bored throughout the episode, I found the fight scene pretty good. So, it wasn't less good from anything, because I liked it.
The fact that this episode seems like it should be something a lot bigger, grander, and more epic than it actually ends up being. You have Plankton talking about how he wants to take these really impressive weapons, and the fact that the late David Bowie is in this episode. That plus the royal music and the different atmosphere, you would think SpongeBob and the gang going to Atlantis could be a big, grand, fun adventure that maybe could even be on par with the SpongeBob movie. But
well, I wouldn't call it on par with the SpongeBob movie, but I do think that it is pretty great and big and grand. I'm saying those sarcastically because I'm saying basically the opposite of what he was saying.
Nope, it's nothing like that. Instead, you get the lamest version of Willy Wonka with some really lazy sounding songs that is so incredibly light on story and comedy. I have such a hard time making it through this episode, and for this review, I actually skipped the patchy stuff when rewatching, and I still
Actually, I'll probably leave all of the songs I can find in the description.
it to be really long and boring. This is very clearly one of those gimmicky episodes that was not made because people had good ideas for a good story and good comedy and stuff like that. No, this was very clearly made as a gimmick for Nickelodeon. Oh, and get a load of this fun fact.
This episode is a desperate grab for cash. Also, I know how to find a sing-along version of his song, so if you ever want to listen to his Atlantis Squarepantis song, but out of the video, just check out the link in the description.
Quote by Tom Kenny when discussing the episode. Notice how he says, "Our little basic cable budget. The $8 billion SpongeBob franchise still has a rinky little budget." Oh, and of course this TV movie got them 8.8 million viewers on first airing, which for a kid's show is quite a lot. And I can tell you, I watched this episode around the time when it first came out, and it was definitely one of the contributing factors in my deciding to stop watching this series. The episode is a flop.
Yeesh, it is not. I mean, if I thought it was bad, I wouldn't call it that bad. Yeesh.
Just a big flop. And ordinarily, I don't get this upset at a SpongeBob episode, but it's 44 freaking minutes of my life that I've spent multiple times.
Yeah, it could be worse. Seriously, that's another problem. It still could be worse. Everything that's bad can still be worse. It could offend you instead of being boring. Because I think that frustrating episodes are worse than boring episodes.
Watching for these videos. And while it's certainly worth it, as long as you guys enjoy the content, it is my least favorite episode in the first 5 seasons to sit through. Even worse than Spongehenge. I'm so glad they don't make TV movies anymore. PIEGUYRULZ.
I wonder what his least favorite episode is.
Out.
Aw man, look at all of these links. So many links! There's too many links! I must click all of the links! I'm funny. Anyway, bye!